What's up, YouTube? This is Slide8Fry here. So this is the first time I've recorded a reaction video on my new phone. Yes, it ain't the first time I've created a video or short on my new phone. I've had this phone for about a month. Like almost 2 months now. Ironically, the phone I had before was actually more powerful than this one. Even though I had that phone for like 2 to 3 years, it's more powerful than this one. But I had to go for it. Sadly, I had dropped that phone one too many times. And because of that, that phone, I guess, had enough. Which sucks. I've been very careful. I've not dropped this phone. I mean, there are a few tiny minor ones, but not any ones that would damage the phone. But the previous one was damaged beyond return. It would, out of nowhere, just totally spaz out and shut off. And I'd have to wait for it to decide when it wants to turn back on again. And usually it would take like a minute, maybe even less than that. Sometimes it would take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There were a few times it took over an hour for it to come back. And sometimes it would just not turn on at all until I plugged it in. But the worst thing about it was sometimes when I plugged it in, it said there was an error plugging it in. So it was a lose-lose situation. Eventually, I could plug it in, but it was after waiting several hours, and then it would let me plug it in and start charging it, and I could turn it back on. I still have some files on that phone that I plan on moving over to this phone or uploading them either as members-only videos or shorts here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can enjoy exclusive content on my channel if you do join as a member. That includes longer videos where I talk about things I just normally wouldn't talk about, YouTube shorts. You also get early access to some shorts. In fact, there is a new Christopher Walken short that is only available to members right now, but it will upload to the public at its scheduled time. And I would like to try to get quicker about actually making these YouTube shorts so I can have more and more of them, so I don't have to be like, oh crap, it's like 8 p.m. I forgot to make one because I was busy working, kind of thing. But anyways, I do apologize to anybody who wanted to see me react to the newest Angry Video Game Nerd episode. I haven't even watched it yet, and because it's been like a month, I'm not going to do a reaction to it. I'm going to watch it on my own time. I just can't react to everything. I don't always have the time. Sometimes when I work, I'm really busy and I get deliveries all the time. But sometimes there's slowdown and not much is going on. So, I decided to react to this new video by TheOdd1sOut. I haven't reacted to TheOdd1sOut very often. I think I have like a total of maybe 4 reaction videos to him already over the span of like 3 years. And I haven't uploaded a single reaction to him this year. I'm not even sure if I uploaded one to him last year. Anyway, this I think would be the 5th, maybe the 6th reaction video I've done for him, and I've done to his channel. And why don't we get started? It's not too long a video. It's about 12 minutes. Although if I keep talking like this reaction is going to be like twice as long. I do intend to show a bonus video. We'll get to that in a bit. Oh no, an ad.
Here's a little social interaction life hack I've discovered. If you're meeting someone new and you want to get to know them better, and you see any semblance of a tattoo peeking out of their sleeve, compliment it. If that person doesn't want to talk about their tattoos, they'll say, "Oh, thank you." Anyway, this is my stop. But if they do want to talk about their tattoos, their face will light up and then they'll do the rest of the talking. I realize that by giving you this advice, now anytime I compliment someone else's tattoos, it will seem disingenuous, but it's not most of the time. I love all of your tattoos. That's right, I'm talking to you. I love your tattoos, dude. Whether it's how you got the tattoo, the meaning behind the tattoo, or being a tattoo of something you like, every tattoo is a story. And most people love telling stories about themselves. I wouldn't know anything about that, personally. I never understood why some people liked talking about their tattoos until I got one of my own. What, you think I'm gonna make a whole video about tattoos when I didn't even have any? That's right, I'm a marked man, Mom.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do about it? Stop unconditionally loving me? Yeah, right. Wait, what are you doing with that cheese grater? Okay, but in all seriousness, can you make sure Grandma doesn't see this video, Mom? I don't want to upset her on the way out. Back in the day, tattoos used to be a symbol of rebellion and meant you couldn't get a job. No regrets, baby! But I feel like tattoos are getting more and more accepted.
Yeah, they are.
If not expected. I'll see a jacked, bald guy covered in tattoos and think, okay, yeah, he was meant to look like that. For me, the idea of being a badass tattooed guy with a sketch pad and a beanie and ripped jeans and a beaded bracelet always seemed cool to me. But like most people, when it came to tattoos, I had reservations. Ooh, this is gonna be on my body forever? What if I hate it? I had an idea once of getting these 5 Magic the Gathering symbols tattooed on my forearm. I even dotted them out in Sharpie once just to give them a test drive. But I ultimately decided not to get them because I was worried in 5 years I would go, oh, these? I was really into Magic the Gathering in my 20s. Not anymore, though, so now every morning I wake up with impending feelings of shame and remorse that I even decided to get this thing. And I didn't want that to happen, even though I've been playing Magic for over 15 years, and it means a lot to me, and I'm going to be buried with my sliver deck, and... Alright, maybe I should just get it. Even though people know that tattoos are permanent, there are still way more bad tattoos than there should be. One time I saw this picture of someone's tattoo on a bad tattoo subreddit, and I thought it'd be funny to prank my family group chat by photoshopping that tattoo onto my arm. And then I thought it'd be funny to post that picture onto Instagram. I didn't think anyone would fall for this poor excuse of a Photoshop job, but then the internet and my family proved me wrong. Immediately, I started getting phone calls from my parents, and even my book agent rang me up and was like, "Did you actually get that tattoo?" No, it's not a real tattoo. I mean, it is a real tattoo, but it's on someone else's body. That's their cross to bear. I can only imagine what that person's family and book agent went through. My parents were not supportive of me getting tattoos. But whose are, am I right? Some people, like my parents, say that your body is like a temple. And getting tattoos is like putting graffiti on it. Which, sure.
I mean, my wife just texted me, and I'll respond to her when I can, but like, yeah, she's told me that her mom says the same thing, that her body's her temple, you know, don't pollute it with the tattoos or whatever the wording was. It's like, what? I just have the 2 tattoos. This one is of my wife's name, Paola, and she has a matching one with my name, Sean. And then this one is a combination of our 2 signs. I'm a Gemini, she's a Cancer. She also has one of those, but she already had like 5 other tattoos or 6 other tattoos before we met, and she still got some more tattoos after the ones that matched mine. So when it comes to tattoos, she's definitely got a lot more. It's not like her body's entirely covered in them. Like, she doesn't have it like all over her boobs or her front or torso or anything like that. It's really just her arms and her back. So yeah, you know, and she's decorated. They're nice tattoos. They look good. Some of them are from K-pop groups that she's into. Some of them are not. Anyways, yeah. My mom didn't care, though. She was okay with me getting tattoos. I mean, to be honest, she wasn't really present, and I never actually said anything to her about it. But, you know, I only got these tattoos like within the last 6 or 7 years. I forget how long it's been.
Okay, that's why I paid a professional graffiti artist to paint my temple exactly how I want. Through. My parents were not supportive of me getting tattoos. But whose are, am I right? Some people, like my parents, say that your body is like a temple, and getting tattoos is like putting graffiti on it.
She says.
Which, sure, okay, that's why I paid a professional graffiti artist to paint my temple exactly how I wanted. Also, you can't tell me not to deform my body when that's exactly what you did before I was even 24 hours old. Also, Jesus had piercings, and he loved showing them off to his buddies, so I think he'd be chill with a little tattoo. After much thought and deliberation, I finally settled on what my first tattoo would be. This was going to be permanently inked onto my body for the rest of my life. I got a tattoo in Courier New. Luckily, the artist was able to finish this in one session. It took quite a while, almost 5 whole minutes. Now let me explain why I got it. It was so that if anyone ever asked me, do you have any tattoos? I could go, why, yes, I do. And then roll up my sleeve, and then I'd go, ha, ha, ha. When I showed off my tattoo on Jaiden's Streamathon, there was one comment that said, James having tattoo actually tattooed onto him is exactly the kind of tattoo I expected James to have. And that made me feel really good because that meant the tattoo fit my vibe. And the second reason I got the tattoo was because I wanted to rebel. Since tattoos were frowned upon growing up, I wanted to have one just to have one. So I got a tattoo with no meaning whatsoever, which, in a way, is the meaning. Even though the tattoo was small and usually covered up by my sleeve, I still felt anxious about getting it. And I continued to feel that way for about a week after I got it. Okay, it was a jump scare every time I saw it in the mirror, and I would look at it closely and go, yep, that's really in there. I sure hope I don't regret this. But then, after some time, the tattoo just became a part of me. Like, I didn't look in the mirror and go, yep, there's James and tattoo. I would go, yep, there's James. Full stop. And from that day on, I loved giving people advice on tattoos. As a marked man myself, I think you should absolutely get that Shadow the Hedgehog full back piece.
Pants?
YOLO, remember? What? You're worried that it's going to look bad when you're 70? Yeah, it's going to look bad when you're 70. You're 70. Don't think about how bad it's going to look. Think about how much you're going to enjoy it from now to when you're 69. I've known people my age who still hide their tattoos from their parents, but like the honest prodigal son that I am, I wasn't going to be doing that. But the next time I visited my parents, I walked into their house, and the very first thing my mom said to me was, "Do you have any tattoos?" She beat me to the punch. What? Why would you ask that? Because last night, I had a dream that you came home and were covered in tattoos. So, which one of you incepted my mom? God? I said, are all tattoos bad? Yes, all of them are bad. Even this one. And I rolled up my sleeve and revealed my massive tat. And her reaction was, well, it's not the worst word to have permanently inked on your body. Later on, she said, if you go to a Star Wars party, you could change it to Tatooine. So, I think she took it pretty goodly. Now, some of you might be thinking that my epic sleeve of a tattoo isn't that big a deal. It's tiny and can only be seen if I'm swimming or boxing or wearing a tank top. But you see, after getting tattooed, I experienced what people in the tattooing business call catching the bug. After seeing how much I liked my first tattoo and knowing that I could handle having a tattoo, I was ready to get something badass. I set up a big boy tattoo appointment with an artist I liked, and when I was in the tattoo shop, the artist asked, "Is this your first tattoo?" "Is this my first tattoo?" No, sweetheart. I think I know a thing or two about tattoos. So, without further ado, I would like to debut this out-of-the-blue tattoo. You know, from The Dark Crystal, the Jim Henson 80s puppet movie that I did a video on it years ago. Now I have the best character permanently inked onto my skin forever and ever. That movie will always hold a special place in my heart, and now it'll hold a special place under my skin. And now, whenever I show someone the Chamberlain, we end up talking about the Dark Crystal, which is great because that's what I wanted to talk about anyways. I think I just discovered an autistic conversational cheat code. When I was getting it done, the artist asked me if there were any other tattoos that I wanted to get, and I said, why, yes, I do. I wanted to get the computer from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, because I also love that series, and because I'm a computery guy.
Oh,
I didn't realize until
I was literally about to say that, but stopped myself so I could hear him speak. I was literally going to say, I'm a computery guy. Oh, that song. That Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. By the way, I actually have reaction videos to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and they're in a playlist. I reacted to those videos when I first started doing reaction videos in 2020. What was it? I'm a computery guy. Everything made out of buttons and wires. I take a picture, and then I show you the time. I don't remember the next part. Well, it's easy to be a clever smart boy like me when you can do it all digitally. It's so weird. It's actually a more tame episode of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, though. It's not any of that really creepy stuff that happens. It's just goofy and just really weird. Anyways, let's continue.
Was explaining it. There are tattoos that I wanted to get, and I said, why, yes, I do. I wanted to get the computer from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, because I also love that series, and because I'm a computery guy. And I didn't realize until as I was explaining it to the artist that both of these characters are puppets. So I don't know what that says about my psyche. I never thought that I liked puppets that much, but if anyone wants to psychoanalyze me in the comments, that'd be great. And speaking of YouTube comments, I know a lot of people are going to bring this up, so I'm just going to address it right now. You probably noticed that Chamberlain isn't holding his iconic triangle scepter. Yeah, I already know that. That's because he's holding the Emperor's scepter. It's like my own little headcanon. He got to be the Emperor because he's cool and awesome and... Come on, Dark Crystal fans. You think I don't know my lore? I didn't get the wrong scepter or anything. You think I'd get something wrong about the Dark Crystal? Okay, you want to know what happened? I own a Chamberlain statue because, of course, I do. And I took pictures of it to send as a reference image to the artist. And I totally forgot that I accidentally broke off his triangle scepter. And now, because of that, he's holding an entirely different scepter on the tattoo. But you know what? I don't care. This one's better. It's a more clear silhouette. Now, this time when I went to show my parents the tattoo, I don't know exactly what I was hoping for, but I wanted to see some dramatic pearl clutching. You know, just some real disappointment. Chamberlain had to be split up into 2 sessions, and I only got one done when I went to Arizona for a wedding. I saw my mom, and she didn't immediately ask me if I had any more tattoos. God didn't tattle on me this time. I told her, Mom, I gotta tell you something, privately. What is it? I need you to keep a secret from Grandma. Okay, I'm serious. Grandma can't find out about this. Okay. Look, it's Chamberlain. And I showed her the unfinished tattoo, and she went, oh, do you even like the Dark Crystal that much? I mean, yeah, the plot's kind of mid, but it's a cool world. Why were you more upset about my fake Baby Yoda tattoo than my real Dark Crystal tattoo? She didn't care, and neither did my dad. And you know what? I actually showed my grandma too, and she liked it. I can't make these people mad no matter what I do. One of my cousins is a tattoo artist, and I was talking to him about tattoos, and my mom said, oh, you should get your cousin to finish it. And even he said, do not do that. Speaking of tattoo advice, if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, I think you should wait. Obviously, it's your body, your choice, but with the minimum age of tattoos being 18 and in some states 16 with parents' permission, I just can't imagine being happy with any tattoos 16-year-old James could think of. All I'm saying is that I'm glad I waited and gave myself time to really know if this is what I wanted. And it was. I know you're young and you want to look as hardcore as possible, but you can still get a tattoo when you're like 23 and it'll look good. Trust me. No matter what tattoo you get, it's a way to express outwardly to the world what you like, what you want to remember, and who you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to get a full back piece of my grandma's face. There's literally no way my family wouldn't love that. Thank you all for watching this YouTube video, and now that you're all done, I'm excited to announce that I have a Funko Pop of me. If that's something you're interested in, then you can head on over to my website and you can get a signed Funko while supplies last. As always, thank you to my amazing team, and the next time I'll see you, I might have more tattoos, who knows?
Okay, so that was interesting. Abusive. Oh, I don't know. I'll go right there. All right, so yeah, tattoos are a pretty big deal. I mean, there are people who have their entire bodies covered in them. So hopefully they don't regret that. And I'm sure they don't. There are obviously tattoos that some people do regret. Some people have tattoos of names of people they were dating. And I mention that now after showing off my tattoos. But, those can be regrettable because then what if you two break up and then, whoever you're dating will see the name and be like, what's going on there? And, to me, that's not a big deal because, it's the past. I'm over that, But some people might have a problem with that. And you'll have to get a tattoo to cover it up. So, fortunately, typically a tattoo of someone's name is pretty easy to cover up with a bigger tattoo. But first things first, though, getting a tattoo is actually kind of painful. At least the first time. Actually, it was painful the second time, too, but I distracted myself the second time I got a tattoo. That helped a lot, to be distracted. But yeah, nevertheless, I think it was 2017 when I got tattoos. Because now I remember the second time I got a tattoo, I was watching some kind of YouTube video that went over the most recent Super Bowl at the time, which was when the Falcons were ahead of the Patriots 28-3. That's the 2016 season, but the Super Bowl took place in early 2017. So, the Falcons were ahead of the Patriots 28-3, and then the Patriots came back and won it in overtime because the Falcons, they didn't try hard enough to actually put the game away. They were too conservative when they had that lead and made a bunch of screw-ups. Like, I'm sorry, that's like really laughable that in a Super Bowl you could be ahead by that many points and still end up losing the game. I don't care who you're against, whether it's the Patriots or the powerhouse, powerhouse of the 2000s and 2010s, or the Patriots, or whether you're against the current powerhouse on the NFL in the 2020s, the Chiefs. It doesn't matter. You have a lead like that, you can't let it go. You can't screw it up. You need to. If there's that much time left in the game, try to increase the lead. Don't be conservative. Anyway, moving on from that. What was it? Getting a tattoo can be a big deal. It hurts, and it's a permanent mark on your body. It's there for the rest of your life. And even after you get a tattoo, you have to take care of it. You can't. When you get one, you don't just get one and then you're done. You get a tattoo, and then you actually have to take care of it. You have to make sure to put the right kind of ointments on it, protect it from sunlight, and so on. Cover. You have to let it properly set in, or else you can have an infection. And so if you plan to get a tattoo, be sure you want one for sure. Like, be sure you want one. Don't just get one out of the blue. Be like, oh, yeah. We're hanging out. We're having a fun time. Let's get a tattoo. Like, don't do anything like that. You need to know for sure if you want one because it's permanently on your body. And you also have to take care of it. Don't let it get infected. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. The bonus video I was going to include was actually the newest It's Bullshit video. An acquaintance of mine, we actually collabed a few times before because he doesn't live that far from me. Well, okay. It still takes like an hour to drive to him. But anyways, I'm not going to give away his location. Anyways, we've done a few collaborations together. And I was watching a live stream of his on TikTok. And he said he saw my Scott DeWaz reaction, and he mentioned how I reacted to the bonus video after that, which was the revival of It's Bullshit, where James Rolfe talked about a subject he already talked about again, and I mentioned how I didn't like how he just when he came back with the series, he talked about something he already talked about before instead of doing something new. I'm gonna say this now though, because he pointed out that it's fine, it's the same thing again, but he'll come back with more stuff. Anyways, I'm just gonna say this now. I think it's cool that he brought back It's Bullshit. There have been, I believe, 2 more episodes since that one, and both of them are on new things. One of them, the most recent one, which came out yesterday or the day before, I forget when, is about USB ports. And he makes some really good points about that because they're always on the back. They're always on the back of your computer, always on the back of whatever devices. The USB ports can be kind of a chore to plug things into. Even when I'm actually using my Switch and I set it in the dock, the GameCube controller plugs into the USB port on the back. But it's kind of a chore to do that too because the way the wiring on the GameCube controller for the Switch is, it's fat on a certain end that makes it hard to fit where it's supposed to be. And then you plug it into the port. And and then when you try to unplug it, it's hard to loosen it and get it out of there without making a ton of noise. So it's annoying. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell icon to add me notifications. More YouTube shorts are coming because that's the draw to my channel is still primarily Johnny Depp shorts. Christopher Walken shorts are a good draw as well. And hey, recently my shorts of Michael Keaton have done pretty well, even though people don't comment on them, but they're getting a lot of attention. Just not much engagement. But yeah, happy with my channel, and I'd say things are getting better financially too, so real life is feeling better. I still have the affordable apartment, which I realized talking to management, there's a difference between low-income apartments and affordable apartments, and I didn't mean to click on that. Whoops.
In 3, 2...
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.